Knockout of the week. We always start with knockout of the week. We're going to keep going with knockout of the week. And apparently I'm going to try and say knockout of the week as many times as I can in 15 seconds. We had a big week. We said we would have a big week. We've had a big week. Kabyle came through. Dalton Smith came through. And so did Castro. Which personally, if it wasn't for the context of Dalton Smith, I know where my vote would have gone, but I can't vote against a British away fighter doing the job against Subriel Matías, especially with the context of the PEDs and everything. But we'll get into that. But let's watch them as we always do. Let's watch these knockouts. We're going to start with Dalton Smith. I normally ask Paolo. I said which one do you want to see, but it feels right that Dalton goes first. Let's watch. What I think an early contender for fight of the year in terms of British boxing, because it's just so good. We've got 5 world champions in them. Oh, we're back. The Brits are back. Right,
so
He's going to take. Look at that solid jab. Again. Right hand again. Subriel Matías is wobbled and he says, come on. Down he goes. 4, 5, 6, 7. Matías is all over the place. And that is it.
How good is that?
It's nice to see him put a drugs cheat on his ass. To be honest with you, sorry, let me say that again. Nice to see a drugs cheat being put on his ass.
Yeah.
But to be honest, to be brutally honest with you, I'm happy he won. And maybe how I think they should have dealt with it is they should have stripped Matías, and then let Dalton Smith fight someone else for the title. If you were talking about morals.
Yeah,
but it is what it is. It's done. He won, knocked him out. Yeah, like I'm just happy it went that way because, as we said on the last episode, if it had gone the other way, it would have been so controversial.
Massively.
And it's good to see a Brit getting it done in America as well.
Yes. It's been too long. It's been too long since someone's gone over and actually beat the champion in America. We've had some unfortunate. The obvious is AJ and Andy Ruiz, but we've had some unfortunate times in America. But Dalton Smith has done a proper job. I'm so happy for him. I'm really happy for him. It's so cool. Besides the fact that we've got another British world champion, and that's great because we spoke about this on show. I think that been show 50. So half a year ago now, but about the quality of British fighters and whether or not we're in a bit of a downwards moment. And we did say there are a few guys on the cusp of world titles, and Dalton was one of them, and he's now gone and done it. So in a very difficult division, and Matías is a good fighter. So to knock him out is special. I never thought he could. I did not think that would happen. I thought he could outbox him. I did think he'd win, but I didn't. To go in there against a puncher like Matías and do that is just like goosebumps. Like you can see why Eddie Hearn was going crazy because it's just it's brilliant. Also, we have Ajit Kabayel knocking out Damien Kimber. We were obviously going to talk about the fight in a bit. Does anybody care? I don't know. It's not good enough, man. I by the way.
And now Neva's in trouble here. 50 seconds left in the third round. It's all Kabayel, and Neva's in danger of falling apart.
Showing a good chin though here, Neva.
Oh, right hand again. The flurry of shots that he puts together are so eye-catching, but so hurtful. His legs already are starting to feel it, and not nice and stepped in, and Ajit Kabayel has won in the third round, and that was another odd stoppage tonight. We've seen a lot of them here. Kabayel was definitely hurt.
Ajit Kabayel doing the job on Damien Kimber, but we were maybe robbed of a better knockout. The ref stopped it. I don't think it was early, but the ref did stop it.
I think it was early. I think
he wasn't thrown back. I don't know.
Hear me out though. for a nice little uppercut. Yeah, he got rocked a little bit.
Mm.
But in the context of what we've seen stopped and what we haven't seen stopped, was he completely out of it? No. Was he able to stand up straight, put his hands up afterwards? Like, what's going on? Yes.
Yeah, true.
A bit of corruption in Germany, I'm going to call it. Allegedly.
Maybe a standing count would have been better from the ref. I don't know.
Because if you go from one extreme to the other, and you look at Tyson Fury when he should have been stopped, and then that, regardless of who they're fighting, the rules are the rules, isn't it? But
true.
I feel like strategically, they needed Caballero to win that fight to warrant a big fight with Fabio Wardley so that he can unify titles. The side of boxing prematurely stopped. Dodgy for me. That's what I've got to say.
Yeah, I agree. Early. I think standing count would have been better personally. They didn't need to stop it. He did put his gloves out. He stepped to the ref. There was no need to stop it. But whatever. Ajit Caballero, from his point of view, did his job. Round 3, won the fight. It's not a good enough knockout to win knockout of the week when you got Dalton Smith on American soil doing what he did.
To be honest with you.
And we've also got we've got Nesta Brava, and some of you might have seen this on the undercard of Dalton Smith's fight, where it's a nasty knockout. Let's watch this.
Some solid, hard shots by Bravo. I'm not sure if he could take those shots for.
And Kappa is out.
For me, that's the winner. It should be the winner. Take all context out of it. That is the video that we've got from that. The caption: 2026 early knockout of the year contender. It's the 13th of January. So it got a few votes, but we're a British page. We have British people watching. So it was always going to be Dalton Smith winning this week. And he did win this week. And I can't even get the smile off my face, man. I'm so happy for him. It's so good for boxing, for British boxing as well. I feel quite patriotic, and I'm not, because I don't really give a shit about the country. But I do care about the fact that it's a lad from Sheffield has gone and done it, and Sheffield's iconic as well. It's good. Well done, Dalton Smith. You have won knockout of the week. We're going to talk about all the fights, the events in a bit more detail in the weekly roundup. Weekly roundup. Okay. Some things have kind of been covered already. Dalton Smith beat Subriel Matías on American soil in New York. I have already sort of maybe made it clear I'm quite happy about that result. You mentioned earlier, and I wanted to bring this up, had it gone the other way, this would be a very different show today. And for all that, I'm very, very happy. Both of them are out. Both of them are safe. They were both in hospital afterwards, but that's normal generally, especially after a knockout. But the fact is, and I think actually what you said would have been the perfect way to have done it, Matías shouldn't have been in the ring. The trace amounts, large amounts, little, whatever it is, shouldn't have been in the ring. It's a combat sport. You shouldn't risk it.
With the greatest respects, the money, the training, the responsibility you have to know what you're putting in your body every day. The general person looks at stuff they read on the back of packets. Come on, man! You're trying to. It supposedly come from a contaminated protein shake. Now, the fact that you're taking these protein shakes and not checking what's in it clearly is failed. You're not doing your due diligence. Yep. So, and the problem is I heard a comment. I mean, it's not the first time he's failed a drugs test, allegedly. So, yeah, I won't say where I heard that, but yeah, I mean, what we know is he failed a drugs test in November.
Yeah,
and it just happened the right way. It shouldn't have been. If he would have won that, it would have looked very bad for boxing.
yeah, massively.
So I'm glad it's gone the other way, and we can put that to bed and get onto it. But boxing's got to do better, because all these alleged cases and stuff that have come out recently, it's like the worst example to kids I think you can set in the way some boxers carry themselves. I'd even go as far to say that a lot of the YouTube boxers seem to be bigger, setting bigger examples than some of the professional boxers in just the way that they carry themselves.
Definitely.
And it's mad that I'm saying that, but it is the truth. Cheating is something that shouldn't be happening in the sport, and I think if you're going to knowingly cheat, the ban should affect your career.
Yeah,
not 3 years.
Yeah, enough time to at least let it pass through your system. We like
because
this is what
the
they say about
Olympics,
cycling.
They do 5 years, 5 or 6 years sprinting. If I remember rightly, it was Gatlin, who was the 100-meter sprinter who failed his thing, failed a drugs test. So yeah,
interesting. Gatlin. Yeah, you are right. I do think as well that unfortunately it still feels like we're just waiting on an accident, because boxing right now is actually getting lucky. It's lucky that Matías didn't go and seriously hurt Dalton Smith. I know it's lucky that Oscar Valdez didn't do the same thing when he popped for drugs on fight week about a year ago, 2024, I think that was. It's extremely lucky that those fights didn't end up going in favor of the person that has tested positive, because if it does, that's where you then have to look at it, and nobody can defend boxing. But it's almost a negative that Dalton Smith has won that by knockout, because it now looks like, there was never a problem. Matías can't have been cheating because he got knocked out. Well, no, it's just that Dalton Smith is a brilliant fighter, and he's different gravy, mate. That's simple as. But it worries me that it keeps happening. And unfortunately, these organisations are getting away with it each time as well. Because it's like you said, this is now put to bed. And for boxing's it's non-stop, fast-moving sport. I think it's probably the fastest-moving sport in the world. This fight, for all that it's incredible, everyone's now talking about Dalton Smith versus Adam Azim. In Britain, everyone's now got their eyes on Adam Azim on the 31st of January to see if he can get the job done. And then it's time. It's time for Smith versus Azim. It's got a world title. It's two British fighters, relatively, 23 years old Adam Azim, 28 years old Dalton Smith. And that's all people care about. But we need to also appreciate there is still a massive issue with what's just happened on the weekend. But I don't want to dwell on it too much, because I just want to praise Dalton Smith for what he's just done.
100%. Congratulations to Dalton Smith. Great fight by Dalton Smith, and sets up a massive fight this year. Providing Azim wins a world title, you're looking at a unification bout.
Yeah,
because that is the avenue that Azim wants to go down. He wants to fight Dalton Smith for a world title. I saw an interview he done with Gunman Boxing, and he was talking about that. So yeah, it looks like he wants to win a world title, and then it sets up a blockbuster fight. In the UK. Yeah, which is we need it, man. We need it. Hopefully, it's on British soil, but depending on what money's involved, and if they're able to build a very good card, you could potentially see it in Saudi as well.
Yeah, I don't want that in Saudi. I personally, for me, that is either in Sheffield or in the O2. I prefer the O2 because it's, well, more local, but it's also bigger than Sheffield Arena. But I just want that fight in the UK. I don't personally care if Adam Azim has a title. He might. Fair play. They both bring it. Unification, that's even better. But I don't want it to be one of those could have happened fights, and then in about 2 years' time, they've both lost or whatever, and it's like it's just not going to happen. It would be amazing next, and I think it's perfect timing as well. They are ready. Well, Dalton Smith's a world champion. He's obviously ready. Adam Azim is more than ready. So Adam Azim wins on the 31st of January. I want a contract sent to him immediately from Matchroom saying, let's do it. And hopefully he'll sign it. Hopefully Ben Shalom will go through. I know Ben Shalom and Eddie Hearn don't get on, but best interest of their fighters. They're going to make a shitload of money. Why not? The undercard, entertaining. No real upsets. No, in all honesty, nothing all that interesting other than Nesta Bravo's huge knockout Pedro Campa. There's a few other good knockouts on there as well. A really good event, entertainment-wise. Nothing to really talk about in terms of boxing. Then we go over to Germany, the home of Ajit Kabayel, who, as we saw, beat Damien Kumba. Good fight in that Kabayel did his job. He beat someone that he should beat, and he beat them in 3 rounds the way that you would hope he would do it. We mentioned earlier, it was early. It was an early stoppage. I don't see a way that Ajit Kabayel beats Usyk. I feel like we maybe are just sort of we're eating that story and we're consuming that because we need to convince ourselves that there is competition for Usyk out there. But I don't think there is. Unfortunately, the only person I think has had a fight delayed. We'll talk about him in a bit, but
no, you're right. Unfortunately, I think Usyk is part of a generation that is miles ahead of this heavyweight generation now.
Yeah.
And because they're all young fighters, or just establish themselves, rising up through the ranks. The end of the Joshua Fury Wilder Usyk era and others is coming to an end, and we're getting a new pool of heavyweights, and there's not really much else to say on it. Like Kabayel is a bit older, but he's not massively old. He's still fairly young. I think he's in his 30s. Kabayel. So he's not good enough to fight Usyk. No, but then I don't think that Fabio Woodley beats Usyk. So
no,
that's no. To be honest with you, I think Usyk's going to do what he wants. The thing is, he doesn't have anything to prove to anyone. Like, you are 2-time undisputed. He doesn't have to fight these guys, and these guys don't bring in the money that he brings into fights. I mean, we're talking about Woodley. Woodley earned $6 million. And I don't know how much Kabayel earned off of that fight. Let me just check. Hang on.
It'll be a fair amount. And I mean, what you're saying is correct. That there would be more money in a world title fight. That's obvious, but it's A side versus D side is the problem. It's not even A and B, and that's not disrespectful, not intentionally disrespectful to Wardley, Kabayel, and any others, but there is a reason Usyk wants Wilder, and it's partially Usyk has in his head Deontay Wilder was a dominant world champion, so I want to add him to my resume. But there's also Wilder in America will sell out a big stadium. And it is intriguing as well. Like, we will watch that. I will be. That does interest me. For all that I know what's going to happen.
Yeah. With the greatest of respects, his net worth is $2.7 million.
Yeah.
in a purse that he had in 2025, he got paid £150,000 to fight.
Yeah.
With the greatest of respects, commercially, you're not on Usyk's level. You're miles off it. Miles off it. Unfortunately, whether one of people accept it or not, if you are a hungry champion who's looking to compete and defend to compete, but anyone knows that you get to a certain level, you want the best deals possible to fight.
Yeah.
You're putting yourself in danger at the end of the day. I just don't see where they generate the money. Or to be honest with you, Usyk and Wardley don't fight. Wardley and Caballero don't fight Usyk unless the split's like 90-10, 95,
Yeah.
90, 95-5.
I think Wardley's got a better chance. He holds a title.
But he's never sold
he's got a storyline. But he's got a storyline. He's got a storyline that can sell.
The storyline's great, but he ain't headline Wembley.
No, of course. No.
But... And he needs a big fight like that. Does it make sense for him to fight Usyk next? No. What makes more sense is probably fighting Ajit Caballero.
That's the fight I wanted to. That's what we were alluding to. That's why I wanted to go
at
with
Wembley. Yeah, at Wembley. But the problem is,
I don't know if Wardley does. Wardley Caballero, I don't think that.
But this is what I'm saying to you. You see exactly my point. We're talking about you want to go and fight Usyk and be paid well for it, but you don't bring the same cards to the table that Usyk does. It's like going into your day job, you doing 95% of the work, but you're getting paid the same amount as that person doing 5%. Like it just doesn't make any sense.
But I think we do have to appreciate, like when Dubois and Joshua fought at Wembley. Daniel Dubois doesn't sell at Wembley.
Dubois
now,
yeah.
Definitely Daniel Dubois now, because he's had the Usyk fights, he's got those big fights, and he has done stadiums through other people's names. He's now got an audience where Daniel Dubois is a big enough name that I think if he was in a good fight, and it was a world title fight, they could do Wembley again, Dubois versus somebody else. I think that would sell, depending on who the other person is to eliminate. But I don't think they would do that. But Wardley's got the storyline that can sell, because he's got fights where Justice Hooney knockout is just that still blows my mind. I watched that YouTube video literally yesterday, just because it came up and I was like, I want to relive that moment, because Hooney was outdoing him in every way, and Wardley just landed a punch from God. And Wardley's knockouts of Fraser Clark, where he dented his head, and it's the fact he comes from white collar. He doesn't have that. So it's white collar versus an Olympic gold medalist in Usyk. I like that storyline. Yeah. And as much as I completely agree Wardley's not ready for Usyk, he's a world champion.
Yeah.
He's unfortunately, and I say this with as much respect as possible for Wardley, and I mean this in that what he's done in the sport is just ridiculous. It's insanely funny. But he's the other world. There are two heavyweight world champions, and it's him and Usyk. And for that, for me, means they have to fight.
Unless he relinquishes.
I like the Wilder fight as well. I think that's interesting. We know what's going to happen.
More money though. Wilder's got more money in it.
Oh yeah, exactly. Wilder's got more money. It's a bigger money fight. It's still really interesting, even though we know what's going to happen. Who knows? Wilder does have the power. There's no question about that. So,
correct me if I'm wrong, but Caballero is the WBC interim champion, right?
Yeah.
Unless the WBC order that fight next, it won't happen. And unless the other boards of Usyk's belts order him to fight Fabio Wardley, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, true. But also, you don't tell Usyk what to do. He's unified it twice.
He will let belts go. He'll fight with no belts, because what has he got left to prove?
We know he's the best. This is the problem.
Yeah, he's the best. He's the best. And to be honest with you as well, am I gonna risk? Again, I go back to the commercial side of it. Am I gonna risk all of that to fight two guys where the risk doesn't outweigh, like the prize to fight, or the prize or the money doesn't outweigh the risk involved with the fight?
Yeah.
Should Usyk lose the fight,
Yeah, you're right. It's a big risk. I think Usyk will fight both of them personally, or at least one of them. I think we're going to see Usyk Wilder this year, and I think we're going to see Usyk versus one of Caballero or Wardley or whoever's holding that WBO belt by the end of the year. I think that's what we'll see. If Usyk finishes his career, I mean, he's already an absolute legend, and we will move on from Usyk because realistically, there's too much to say. But if Usyk finishes his career and he's got Wilder on the resume as well, and he's got one of Caballero and Wardley, which is one of these younger, newer heavyweights coming up, like you said, the new pool of heavyweights that are coming into this generation, and Usyk's got one of them on his resume as well. He's already got Dubois, and I think that win will just get better and better as Dubois gets. We got Dubois twice, but that will just get better and better because Daniel Dubois is going to keep coming back. He's still young and he's got power that is just it's stupid power. So he'll be fine. The AJ win could still get. Usyk's resume is already ridiculous. If he keeps going, he's just putting himself into this like absolute stratosphere that nobody can touch really. But undercard was okay. Roman Fury was very impressive. He fights exactly like his brother, Tyson. They are, I mean, not just both bald, but they fight the same. Hands down, very slick. Doesn't seem to overthrow, but overthrows. He goes into a clinch. I like it. It's honestly, if anyone hasn't watched it, he got the knockout round 4. Worth watching just because it's like watching Tyson Fury, which is quite entertaining to see. Tyson Fury is back in training. I think he's in Thailand at the moment with his family, but he's training in Thailand. He is back. I don't think there's any fight date imminent with him personally. I think obviously it depends on AJ a little, but
fucking down weight to get to 18 stone. He's 20 at the moment. That was of the other day. So I think he wants to get down to 18 stone, and then they're talking about him essentially coming back to fight an American heavyweight, not very known to anyone. I think he's ranked 55 on BoxRec, 7th in America in terms of the heavyweights. Another comeback fight, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
He'll need it. But he's coming back to a harder division now. And the Usyk fight, I don't think is there for him. I don't think you can fight a man he's beat twice.
Yeah, maybe, but he'd have to build himself up and he'd have to do it quickly. He'd have to get himself.
More. This is what I'm saying to you. It'd have to take more than having a warm-up fight.
I agree. I don't think he's got enough time where Usyk's still going to be in boxing for him to get to a place where he can demand that fight again. Because realistically, it's a risk for Usyk, and Usyk is a little bit crazy. It wouldn't surprise me if Usyk went, all right, I'll fight the big belly. But I think time-wise, Usyk probably prefers the idea of newer challenges than one that he's already done twice.
The guy that Tyson Fury
the money is going
fighting
to be there.
Yeah, the guy that Tyson Fury will be fighting is Brandon Moore. 19 wins, 1 defeat. He's, as I said to you,
I think Brandon Moore is who AJ was going to fight before the Jake Paul fight got put on the table.
Ranked 55 in the world on BoxRec, 7th in America. Don't really know too much about him, but he holds the IBF USBA heavyweight title, which is, I suppose, our equivalent to like a European over there. A comeback fight for him, but record is kind of unknown. Really, he's not really fought anybody known. It's hard to say how good he is without probably looking at
it's
videos.
Interesting though. I don't know, but Tyson needs to lose the weight first. That's key, obviously. That's the results for this week. Unfortunately, scheduled-wise, we've not got a lot. There are a few good bits of news to give you, which is that Dmitry Bivol is actually back in training now. Obviously, he had to have quite a lot of surgery and I believe, well, on his back, definitely, but he also had hand problems with his hands and various little bits. But he is back in training. It's expected he'll fight in April in a mandatory defense of his WBO title against, I can actually give you the name as well. It's not going to be that competitive, but against Michael Eifert in April is the general feeling. You've also got Boots Ennis is reportedly back in camp, so maybe a title, not a title, a fight announcement for him soon, and a fight that was announced, which I'm mixed feelings about, but still will be a good event, is Barrios versus Garcia for the WBC welterweight title.
So,
don't love the fact that Garcia has just walked into a world title fight
again,
after what happened with Rolly Romero, but
very, very, very comes down to the thing that we seem to keep saying, mate, is money. Garcia commercially is one of the biggest boxers probably in America.
Yeah, definitely.
And known around the world. He's very smart in the way that he moves because whilst he hasn't been boxing, he's been streaming.
Yeah.
To get more well known.
He's very he's relevant. Jeez, yeah.
He's relevant is the word, yes. So that in boxing today puts your value up. It will probably be Barrios' biggest payday. If he fights Conor Benn, that is a big payday for him as well, Barrios. But Conor Benn or Ryan Garcia, Conor Benn because of the momentum he's built off the back of the Eubank Ben saga. So yeah, like I understand. I mean, I'm not saying it's right, but I can see why the WBC have done it. Bigger purse, bigger sanctioning fee.
Yeah, I don't know. It annoys me. I feel like there was. It feels like I feel a little sorry for Rolly Romero, who seemingly can't even get a fight at the moment, which is ridiculous. And then you've got Ryan Garcia, who just walks into one. I don't know. A little bit weird, but it's boxing. It happens. It's kind of expected. Conor Benn, by the way, I really don't want him to just sit around and wait till the end of February to see who wins this and that. I want to stay active. Get back to 147 also, because that weight cut is going to be harder this time. So I don't want to see Conor Benn just waiting around to then fight in the summer and take 8 months off or whatever. He doesn't need to have a hard fight, but have a fight at 147 that people go, all right, Conor Benn's back at 147, he can make the weight, and he's a legitimate contender at welterweight. Because I think Conor Benn beats both of them. I've said it for a while. I think Barrios is a weak world champion. If Ryan Garcia can actually shows up this time properly and not fluffs it, I think he'll win quite comfortably.
Yeah, I think I'll leave this on by saying this. If we can go off anything, it's the Pacquiao fight. And if anyone saw that, wow. So yeah.
That's all we need to say really about that. But that's boxing this week. There's not been a whole lot. Obviously, the best moment of the week is Dalton Smith. Interesting to see what happens with Ajit Caballel. Jadir Herrera won as well. Good fight. Knocked down, got back up, got won by knockout. Good fight announcements. And I'm scrolling through very quickly to see if we've missed anything. I don't think we have. If we have, I'm sorry.
No,
I think we got it.
It's been a quiet week or two for boxing.
But
we're hoping in the next sort of couple of weeks, more resurfaces, more fights coming. Obviously, you've got the big card at the end of this month between Shakur and Tio.
Yeah, that's huge. And at the end of this month was meant to have Moses. We did mention it earlier, but that has been delayed. Moses hurt himself. Well, not hurt himself on purpose, but he's injured. So I'm sure they'll announce that. I guess March, but that's boxing this week.
I think we got one more. You can cut this bit out as well, just until I explain and decide if you want to put it in.
Yeah.
But I think we should announce on this show that potentially we are doing Misfits live streams in the future to let people know.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I agree with that.
You want to do that?
Yeah, sure. That is boxing this week. We do have some other little bits coming up. Not this weekend. There is no significant fight this weekend. But we will be obviously doing the live watch-alongs as we normally do, the watch parties, whatever you want to call them. We are going to do a Misfits one. We might do more than just one. We might just do one and see how it is, because we hate on it quite a lot. We had a couple comments on a TikTok from months ago, actually, and it was saying, you guys don't even watch it. It was fair enough. Paolo WhatsApped me and was like, this is kind of fair. We actually don't watch it. So you know what? We're going to give it a go. Also, the views are very good on them, so there's that as well. We're going to try it out. But listen, it might become a regular thing. It might not. If the views are good enough and it's entertaining and I can not fall asleep, we'll do it. We'll do it. But yeah, I don't know when the next Misfits event is, but we will be covering it, assuming it's big enough. We will cover it. Also, assuming there's no real boxing that night. Real boxing takes precedence. But
yeah, there's that as well.
But yeah.
That's, I think, to be fair, like I said to you, following on from what Connor said, it is something we will tap into at the request of the people that have commented, and we will give our verdict on it, which I'm sure you'll all want to see. So when that next one is, tune into it, because we will, and I can't believe I'm saying this, we will be live streaming not live streaming, that's copyright. We will be doing a watch along for Misfits Boxing, Connor. Did I never think I'd say that word?
It could be good. I'm hoping. I feel like it will be good. I feel like it'll be entertaining. But anyway,
I will say one thing to big it up a little bit though. The quality of the fighters seem to have got better to the last event I checked into, and I'm talking. I probably checked into like Tommy Fury and KSI. Since then they've had Darren Till fight, Luke Rockhold, these guys, ex-UFC, Tony Ferguson. Ty Mitchell fights on it as well, who's Fury's sparring partner. So Andrew Tate got beaten on it, but he fought on it. That was weird. But yeah, like I said to you, the quality seems to have gone up. You've got our attention now. You lot requested this. Show us what you got.
And that's boxing this week. As usual, thank you for the support. We've had good support over the last week or so. 2026 has started very well. 50, we've seen it on the screen at certain points, but we are still running the giveaway at 500 subscribers. We are approaching 350 now. So we are, and we're getting there quite quickly as well. So if you haven't subscribed and commented and you do want to enter, make sure you do subscribe and comment, because we need to know to put you in the list. Otherwise, we can't put you in because we don't know about you. It's, simple.
That's hilarious.
It was a good explanation, that. Right.
It was, and then the camera froze on like a funny face that you done, so it was quite funny.
That is boxing this week. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, share, follow us on TikTok, Instagram, all the rest of it, because that's where we post knockout of the week, and you can actually vote and have your say this week with Dalton Smith. Paolo, any message for the lovely people at home?
Like, share, subscribe to that down there. Buttons down there. Something might pop up. Subscribe, but also, like I said, we're here every week. News or no news, we are here, bringing you whatever we find. If there's a fight in Ecuador, we're gonna know about it. And that's all I've got to say. Good night.